Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to honor and remember the extraordinary life of Sheriff Reuel Todd. Sheriff Todd, affectionately known by everyone in Oswego, was known as Mo, was a loving husband, father, and grandfather who passed away on August 21st, 2023, but not without making an indelible impact on our community. Sheriff Mo Todd's lifelong dedication to service began on June 29, 1974, when he joined the Oswego County Sheriff's Department. With unwavering commitment and relentless determination, he climbed the ranks, becoming a sergeant, a criminal investigator, and eventually the undersheriff in 1984. His tenure culminated with his election as the sheriff of Oswego County in 1998, a role he fulfilled with honor and distinction for an impressive 20 years. Throughout his career, Sheriff Todd was laser-focused on the safety and well-being of his colleagues and the communities he served. He was a tireless advocate for everyone in the Oswego County Sheriff's Department, fighting hard for essential equipment, training, and fair pay for his team. His unwavering commitment to their safety and success was evidence of his character and leadership. In 2022, the Oswego County Legislature recognized his exceptional service to our community by dedicating the Oswego County Public Safety Building in his name, a fitting tribute to his enduring legacy. I was honored to be in attendance with a very huge crowd, all confirmation that his compassion and his excellent service to his community was appreciated by so many. Mo and his beloved wife, Valerie, shared 55 years of marriage. He was not only a loving husband, but also a devoted father to his son, Michael, his daughter, Jolene, and proud grandfather to Caitlin. His family meant the world to him and always found time for family dinners, ball games, school activities, holidays, and precious moments with all of them. Mo coached baseball and softball, demonstrating his strong interest in investing in the growth and development of the young athletes and our future leaders. He was always ready to lend a hand for fundraisers and community events, embodying the spirit of selflessness. Mo had a unique ability to connect with people from all walks of life, treating everyone with the same respect, kindness, and regardless of their background or circumstances. His honest and very frank demeanor, and yes, he was very frank, and a wonderful sense of humor was appreciated by everyone he met. In 2021, Mo faced one of his greatest challenges when he was diagnosed with ALS. Yet even in the face of this relentless and cruel disease, he displayed incredible strength and resilience. He never once complained or engaged in self-pity. Instead, his first thoughts were others facing the same struggle. Mo and his family organized the annual Stronger with Mo Chicken Barbecue, with all proceeds going to the ALS Association of Upstate New York to support families struggling with ALS. His determination to help others, even while suffering from this agonizing disease, was truly inspiring. Tragically, Mo lost his battle with ALS on August 31st, 2023, but his legacy of kindness, compassion, and service will live on in the hearts of all who knew him. As a tribute to his memory, his family will continue the Stronger with Mo Chicken Barbecue, ensuring that his spirit of helping others endures. Today, as we honor and remember Mo, let us take inspiration from his life. Let us strive to embody the values he held dear: humility, compassion, and a commitment to making our communities better for everyone. Mo's life reminds us that the impact we make on others through small acts of kindness or a lifetime of service is what truly matters in the end. May God bless Mo, his family, and the community he served and loved so deeply.